I'm going to be doing some cooking, and today what we're cooking is lamingtons. Now, anyone from Australia will know what they are, but for those who aren't from Australia, you may not be familiar with them. What they are, traditionally it's a sponge cake, and it's dipped in a chocolate icing and rolled in coconut. Now, the way these originated, so the story goes, was that a cake shop had leftover sponge cake, and the day after it was a little bit stale, and they thought, well, we don't want to waste this, what can we do with it? So to rejuvenate it, they dipped it in some nice runny icing, which the cake soaks up and it freshens it up, and then they rolled it in coconut, and so was born the Lamington. So come with me while I make lamingtons. Now, I'm not going to make a traditional sponge cake. I am just using a packet mix for the cake. So I'll just show you what I'm going to be doing. So here I have my packet mix. I've got 2 of them that I'm going to use. With that I need milk, eggs, and some margarine, and I'll mix all that up in my bowl there, and then I'll be putting it into my greased Pyrex dish and cooking it in the oven. So come along with me while I do that. So these are just a cheap packet mix, nothing fancy. They were 99 cents at Aldi, so a bit of a bargain there. Just putting those into the bowl. Oops. Okay, what do my instructions say? I've got to preheat my oven, so I'll be back in a second. So I need to preheat the oven to 160 fan forced. Put the cake mix in the bowl, add the milk, the eggs and the butter. I've got 4 eggs there that I'm adding. Now, I'm not using butter, I'm using margarine, and I need 6 tablespoons. So there's my 6 tablespoons. And now the next thing it wants me to do is to use electric mixer, mix on low speed until combined, then medium speed for 3 minutes. Okay, so I'll come back when I've mixed all that. So I've mixed that up according to the instructions, and now I'm going to grease my pan. So I'm using a Pyrex dish, and I'm just going to use that margarine, and I've just got some paper towel here. So I'm just dipping the paper towel into the margarine and loading that up, and then I'm smearing that all over the bottom of the Pyrex dish, making sure to get a good coverage there, especially in those corners. Okay, so I've greased that, and we can add our cake mix now. Okay, just smooth that out. That's pretty even. Now it's going to go in the oven, and I'm going to bake it for around 40-45 minutes. So we'll come back once that's cooked. I'll actually let it cool down and we'll come back when we're up to the next step. Okay, we're back. The cake has cooked, it's cooled down, and we're on to the next stage. So let's have a look what we're going to be doing on the next stage. We're going to be making some icing, and we're chocolate icing, so we're going to be using some cocoa powder and some icing mixture. I've got the cake here. It's all done and ready to be cut up. And then we've got coconut. So once we've dipped it in our icing mixture, we're going to then roll it in the coconut. So let's get started. So we're going to, sorry about the noise, you can often hear that noise in the background of my videos. It's the dog having a drink out of his bowl, but he has a tag on his collar. So when he's drinking, the tag often hits against the bowl and makes that noise. So if you've ever wondered what that noise is in the background, it's my dog having a drink. Zeus is his name. So we've got our icing sugar. That's a packet that I had just a little bit in. And we're just about to have a big storm here, so you may hear rain in the background in a moment as well. So I'm just opening up another packet of icing sugar. Well, it's icing sugar mixture. Okay. And I'll get a spoon. So that I can get the cocoa powder and put that in as well. So I'm going to be adding, there's 5 heaped tablespoons of cocoa powder, and we need to, oops, that wasn't very well done, was it? Put it back in there because there's lumps in it. That cocoa powder especially, there's lumps. We're going to sift all that. I won't get you to watch me sift it. I'll come back when I've sifted it. So the cocoa powder and the icing sugar have been sifted, and now I'm just going to add some water and mix that. Now we want this to be runny, so I'm adding a bit of extra water there. And I'll just keep adding water gradually until I get it to the right consistency. That's too thick. I'll add some more water. Now you can see it's still quite thick, so there's more water going in there. There we go, it's getting more, there we go, it's quite runny. Just still a little bit thick, a little bit more water, and I think that will be the last one. Just have to mix it thoroughly through. That's the consistency that we're after. Okay, I'll just move those all aside. Now we need to cut our cake. So I'm just going to cut it while it's in there. And my daughter was just over and said that she's having visitors tomorrow morning for morning tea. So she's put her order in to get some of these for morning tea. So yeah, she was here at the right time. So that's what I'm going to do when I finish making them. I'll take them down to my daughter. She's not far away. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is to get the coconut ready. So I've got a few packets here, a few half packets. I don't know why. But we'll use all those first. Oh, that smells nice. Love the smell of coconut. So we've got one lot of coconut there. I've got some more beside me here. And as I need them, I'll open up those packets. Now I'm just grabbing a big fork and haven't made lamingtons for ages. I used to have like a roasting fork for cutting up the roasts, a nice big fork for that. I don't have it anymore, and I used to use that to hold them. So we'll see how it goes just using a normal fork. And what I'm doing, just off camera there, in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just loosening all that cake. So just getting it all loose from the bottom. Okay, let's get our production line going. Got a container here. I've got a container and I'm going to put some coconut in the bottom of my container. And that way when I make them, I can pop them straight in there. Now, I hope you can see everything that I've got here. So what I'm going to do is to take a piece of cake, put it on the fork. I'm putting it in and coating it completely with that chocolate icing. So dipping it right in there, letting it drain a little bit. And now rolling it in the coconut. And I'll actually press that coconut onto it. There we go. And now putting it into my container. So we're just going to continue doing that. I'll let you see another one. You don't need to see them all once you've seen them. They're all going to be done the same way. Just having trouble getting that all in. Right, now stab it again with the fork to lift it out and drain it a bit. And then rolling it in the coconut. Pressing the coconut down into the chocolate icing. Okay. I will come back when I've done them all. So there you have it. We've got some lovely Lamingtons all done there. Now I'll just show you how many it actually made. So it made those on the plate there. It made all those in that tray there. And then behind that tray, I've got a container which I've double stacked it, and that is absolutely full. So it has made a lot. I'll give it a count and then I'll be back. So it made 45 pieces, and some will go in the freezer. They do freeze really well, and some will be used for morning tea tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope that you give it a go. For Aussies, you'll know them, you'll love them. That you can vary it. Sometimes people do slice them and then in the middle they'll put cream. Some put cream and jam, but the traditional Lamingtons are just like you've seen me make them, without anything in between. So there's this in the background, always in my videos. Okay, thanks for joining me. Hope it inspires you to do some cooking, and leave some comments, love to hear them. I'll see you again on the next video. Bye.